I really hope I'm IBX Toy Cat, and I am welcoming you back to another live stream. That's how you say That's how you say welcoming. I'm good at words today. Honestly, I often have like some grand plan for these streams, but today let's just hang out. Let's just play some Minecraft. I've been doing a lot of very intense streams recently, between speedrunning and building looking at every single comment I physically can to build a house. Let's chill and let's hang out, shall we? Wouldn't that be more interesting than both those things? I think the answer is yes. So while I do that, I'm gonna be working on something that I think we can all agree is an important use of my time. Because I don't know why, I just got really inspired to work on this some more, but it's a lake that I'm filling entirely with leaf blocks. Again, a very important project, and one which fortunately I have plenty of oak stored away specifically for doing. So we're placing oak underwater, sorry, oak leaves underwater. Are the leaves of a tree part of a tree? Like, the answer is clearly yeah, but when you say oak, you never mean oak leaves, which I think is weird. Oh, my laptop is balanced precariously close to the edge. I hope you can still see me. Anyway, hello, I'm IBX Toy Cat, and I got vaccinated today. You excited about that? Yeah, should we talk about vaccines? I hear they give you child leukemia. I heard that, and you know what? I reckon it probably even is true. But you know, I could do with some of that, you know? It's like, you know, the worst bit about vaccinations being so common in this year is every single person, every single one of them. Find me one person who hasn't made a ha 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 5G reception gonna be so good now joke. And it's like, but I mean that's not how humor works. Like, I guess actually, like, again, I feel like, to me, the biggest problem with any joke is, like, jokes stop being funny once you hear them enough times, right? Like, what do you get when you cross a sheep with a kangaroo? You get a woolly jumper. I was so old when I realized that was an actual joke. Like, I didn't understand it when I was young. I was like, so you just get a you know, like a sweater? Like, that's not funny. But, like, it's woolly like the sheep, and it's a jumper like the kangaroo, but then the pun is that it's a woolly jumper. You know, I don't know how I did most things. Not understand the puns. So, yeah, covering the entire Ocean stream, says YO Official Gamers. Exactly. Also, thank you, Techno Gamer and Arlene Case. Had my second dose yesterday, still feel a bit off. Glad to have a nice distraction. So, okay, tell me, you know, we're not going to talk about vaccines too much, but, like, my immediate instinct was like, so one of these is 1 dose, so you do this whole, like, vaccine thing once, and one of these is 2, and if you get to choose, why would anyone not choose the, you know, the easy thing? Like, you know, people spend their whole lives going through the path of least resistance, and, like, that's a fine way to live. Good job on you for doing it. And then they opt out for, like, vaccine. You know, I don't understand. I feel like vaccine talk is only gonna go bad places. Do you want to see my little, it looks, wait, can you see it? It looks like an egg, like a little fried egg, and it feels like one too. I can take this off at some point today. Something I saw recently that made me a little jealous is, apparently, there's quite a few Twitch streamers, like, Twitch is the place where most Minecraft speedrunning's done. I know I'm very weird for playing Minecraft Bedrock over here. I'm weird for doing any speedrunning on Bedrock, but I'm also weird for, you know, like, speedrunning on YouTube. Like, the speedrunning space is mostly... Oh my god, what is... what is happening to you, Turtle? I love this. I love this. Yeah, basically, I stream here on YouTube, and so I heard about some I don't remember which streamer. There's so many. Oh, I got the achievement on Minecraft Windows 10. Stay underwater for 2 minutes. Do you want to see it? Do you want to see my brand new achievement? It's very easy to see my brand new achievement. Look at it. Wait. Oh, you can't actually see it. Wait, where completed? Is it going to be in that? No. Is it at the bottom of completed? You know, I'm so confused. Why? You know what? Whatever, it's fine. You don't need to see my brand new... I've got all the achievements on Xbox, but I don't really play Windows 10. We should do, like, a stream where we get all the achievements again. Just for the fun of it, you know? Anyway, speaking of fun, thank you very much, Jim, for the $2 tip. Hope you didn't get ciphers. I honestly, okay, I know everyone says Pfizer, but how do you get P-F-I-Z-E-R into Pfizer? Oh, I guess you just ignore the P. You know, my outrage has gone back and stuff. Anyway, so there's these speedrunners that play Java, I don't know which one, and someone tipped them $2,000 just to finish a run, because like, if you ever watch Minecraft Java speedruns, they just exit out the run immediately. It's the thing people criticize me for doing a lot, and like I try not to do. But like on the next level, I guess, because if you want to get a good time, you have to be willing to restart. That's 90% of knowing how to be good. Also, this stream has no title and this comment has no content. Hey, good reference to that video from a while ago. I don't know why that's not my stream title right now. What a waste. What potion are you on? Says that one weird channel. I have a conduit right here. If you look, that's a conduit on top of the scaffolding. And so when you've got a conduit, you can breathe underwater. It's very convenient, honestly. Gives you night vision, gives you underwater breathe. Honestly, it's got everything you want and everything you need. I don't know. Oh, see, it's nighttime. Genuinely didn't even notice. I mean, the skeleton clearly noticed, but I didn't need to. And that's beautiful. So I'll just let the effect run out so you can see just how nice it is. Like, ooh. Also, it's kind of cool that you can see night vision for a little bit when you jump out of water with one of these. I think one of the... Oh my god, what is wrong with you, dude? I think it's definitely one of the most underrated features in the Aquatic Update. I think late game features often do get forgotten about because, like, the way most people play Minecraft is this kind of... I don't know, maybe this is a society-wide problem that I'm criticizing, but just in Minecraft. But like every day, people load up Minecraft. They're like, "I'll just start a new world," because the part of the most satisfying, the highest concentration of satisfying moments is in the early game. But it's like, but then you don't get to experience those new ones. It's kind of like something that is like, I feel kind of bad about this sometimes. But like I will rewatch a show that I've already watched rather than starting a brand new one sometimes. Because, like, I know I'm gonna like the rewatch of the show, and, it's been a while, I've forgotten about a lot of details, etc. I just finished rewatching BoJack for the third time. I'm currently rewatching some of The Office. I'm, I say currently, it's been, like, a month since I last done that. Because I started trying to watch a new show recently, it's called Ozark, and, like, there's really good moments, but I don't know if it's gonna suddenly get bad, This is the problem, this is almost like the thing with being hurt, right? Like, you don't know when suddenly it's all gonna get terrible, and because shows do that all the time. Like they get bad, but you're stuck watching them because you're like lured in from the good. It's a genuinely big problem. Speaking of genuinely big problems, in the UK you don't get a plaster, says Harrison Gray. Wait, do you really not? Don't people have those weird like white little what are they called? Little cotton wool things they put on themselves? That was my impression. Anyway, so I rewatch shows and reread books too. Yeah, right. Like there are so many books filled with all this knowledge that I definitely, like would love to gather, and instead I'll just reread the same book I read as a child. I did that again recently. It was a lot of fun. It's such a like I don't know. I felt like sometimes criticizing your media is only going to lead you bad places. Just watch what you want to watch and let everything else do it itself. But then sometimes I totally do it to myself anyway, and I'm like, could do better. Don't know why I'm not doing better, but I'm disappointed in myself anyway. And I think it's, I don't know. I guess being critical of yourself is very easy. A very common thing that we all do. And sometimes it's good. I say this to a lot of people and they think I'm crazy, but like, I really do think bullying yourself, smart idea. Bully yourself more often. You are, I'm not the sort of person who's like, yeah, we need more bullies in schools. I think that's a certain insane type of human being. Don't get me wrong. But I'm also, like, definitely acutely aware of the fact that for a lot of things, and for a lot of people, for maybe all the things, like being... the reason that, how it's a stereotype that everyone hates their boss? And it's a widely known fact that almost in every job, you have a boss of some form. Because someone needs to keep you accountable, like generally speaking, right? It sucks that it's a negative thing, but for whatever reason, some humans react better to the carrot, some humans react better to the stick, and so your work gives you money for doing well, but also they have someone who's employed to make you sad if you don't do well. Right? It's an interesting societal setup that we have going on there. So something I was thinking about as far as societal setups goes, right? You know what? It relates to vaccine things, right? And it's one of the, we're not going to be having it in relation to vaccines. Go get, put a needle in your arm or something. I don't know. Get that generic message out there. But also, like, because again, I don't know if this is, I don't know if this has been ever true for anything anywhere. Like, let's just assume it is because it's an interesting argument. We're not assuming it is because it is true. I'm assuming it's true because it makes for an interesting debate of like, would you do something that is likely to be harmful to yourself if it is also likely to be beneficial to your, you know, to your country, to your, you know, like, would you do it for your family? Probably, right? Would you do it for your city or state or region or whatever? Maybe. Would you do it for your country though? You know, like what level of commitment to pain will you do for your country? Or, you know, maybe even you could say humanity. I think it's so interesting that like I think that one of the things that, you know, countries and cities and, you know, all these forms of like layers of government allows to effectively do. Vive la revolution. No, I'm selfish, it's Spud Sprout. It's interesting you admit that. Also, thank you, Mountain Man 894, sorry. Leave that lake alone. Here's $5 for the bad pun jar. Hey, thank you so much. You know what, $5 to hear a bad pun, I'll take that any day of the week. But yeah, basically, you know, I think there is a really interesting debate in that, right? Like, if you could prove, and I'm sure there is very specific people that can prove this. I don't think it's large categories like some people might like to think, want you to think. But I think there are some people who can prove that, like, verifiably, there is a bigger risk to some preventative action. That I think a great example of this is like, I don't know, locking your door is a very. It's even that though. We frame it like it's good for you. What's a thing that is purely for everyone else? Like, I don't know. There are lots of. I think the cleverest things that we do to benefit us all are the things that like benefit us, and then by coincidence benefit other people. Right? I think trying to get people to do something great, like this is why you know, most countries are like talking about like in very vague terms, like, hey, did you know we're not going to let you do your basic human stuff unless you get this thing? You know, trying to, rather than making it like, hey, do this thing because it protects everyone, it's like, do this thing if you want to ever see the inside of a, I don't know, club, arena, sports venue again, whatever it is you love. It's interesting how many, it's interesting how many situations we come into where people love being surrounded by people that they would otherwise hate, right? I've always believed in helping people, but whether you do or not, it's true. I love the bad jokes. Thank you, Juho S. The sheer randomness of your leaf placing gives me anxiety for some reason. Okay, I'm gonna try and place leaves in a very orderly fashion. Okay, we're gonna do this, chat. It's gonna be great. Let's go incredibly orderly. I do have definitely the way I place blocks is definitely bizarre. Okay, look at this, chat. Look how normal I am. Look how incredibly normal this is. But yeah, I don't know. It's one of those weird things where like everyone likes to believe the answer is yes, that they would sacrifice. At the very least, other people would sacrifice something small for them, but would they really? Like something that comes to mind. I don't know why I was thinking about this a lot today, but imagine that you've fallen down a cliff. I was gonna say a well, but that's kind of a tricky one. You've fallen down a cliff, and you've broken your ankle at the bottom. So people need to help you, or you will die, right? And you might say I guess this is the debate, like, are humans good or are humans not good? But you need, like it is if other people don't help you out, you will die. And so interesting enough, people will always come to help you out. Humans are good, etc, etc, etc. But most people will be super cautious about helping you, right? And the logic that people will say is like, oh yeah, well, it doesn't do any good having 2 injured people, and that's probably a good thing, right? But also it's like, huh, is there maybe an element, you know, this is me being like cynical, maybe in a way that I really shouldn't be, but I always hear that and I'm thinking like, oh yeah, I would feel bad not helping someone, and I wonder how much of me helping someone is like because I would feel bad if I did it. Like I don't know. There are all sorts of things that I do where I'm like, yeah. There's very few times where I help people and I feel like good about it. It's just that I know I would have felt worse had I not. Like one of my favorite things, I mentioned this before, is like if someone asks me like for some like train directions. It's happened to me twice while I've been here in New York, and both times like luckily I'm like pretty good at like learning a system like just on like from memory. It's one of those weird things. My brain can store that information easily enough apparently. But one of the weird things is the turtle do be vibing, says Logan555. I agree, that turtle is vibing. One of those things to me is that one of those things is definitely like, yeah, I get like a good feeling from knowing they were lost and confused in a way I've definitely been in the past, and now they're not. And you know, it takes me no effort. I'm waiting for a train anyway, or whatever. It's happened to me twice. Once they were talking about, I don't know, Essex. There's apparently an Essex somewhere in New York, and maybe Essex Street, Essex Avenue, Essex and 6th. I don't know. Those all sound believable. So Mojang secretly doesn't want our real life inspired ideas for unknown reasons. It seems like, okay, you know, I don't know what I'm reading right there, Alexander, but that's definitely not directed at me. See, reading chat, when I read like a nice message, I'm like, that was good. I feel good, you know. But I guess this is that like fundamental debate of like, do people ever do good things selflessly? Do you think chat? This is like almost, I guess it's like the most basic philosophy. Is there such a thing as a selfless act? Because almost all situations, society rewards you in some way for that selfless act, right? But like, is there really a thing you can do that is purely selfless that people do all the time? I would argue, you know, like, in terms of like, Quins was here. Quins was here. Thank you, Quins, for the $2 tip. If you tip me $8 more, I'll have an Alexander Hamilton bill. I've got this thing where I just leave money, like, in a place. Like, when I've recorded money, I just leave it there for a while. Wait, I actually have. Wait, look at this. If I'm not mistaken, I found a penny. This is, here's an interesting fact, right? Okay, wait, I'm gonna do some illustrations of this later. Because people always find it interesting that like, if you were to work out, if you look at any other institution, and you look at the number of people, like, I don't know, the number of people watching a sports game versus the amount that the athletes are paid, or the amount of people who, you know, watch a TV show versus the amount that the actors are paid, or in a movie or something like that, right? Like, it only takes 1 million people to watch a movie for an actor to get paid like some untold millions, right? I think we have to remove this just so we can. I'm gonna do it just so we can get that block underneath it, and we'll know that it's not actually hollow on the inside. I think it's really interesting that on YouTube, the amount you get paid, like the average per view, if you've got a really high CPM, it's a full penny. One of these. Oh, wait. So it actually, I don't know why Americans call this a penny, by the way. It's called a cent. A penny is the British currency because our subdivision is, like, why would, imagine calling this the 1 peso. I don't know why you can't see it. The lighting is not good today. Wait, what I can do is I've got the thing just for this. Here is my 1 cent coin. Can this focus on it? Why is it so dark? You know what? You don't get to see money today. I'm sorry, I tried my best. But at the same time, you have a tip from like, when's the Ocean Monument Recycling Project happening? Says Cancerous Attitude. It's kind of been in progress for a very long time, if you think about it through the right lens. And believe me, I'm not thinking about it through those right lens. Also, thank you, Jessica Forsyth, for the £2 tip. See, £2, wait. That is £2. That's via Streamlabs. Let's say after I pay taxes, it's a little bit less than, and you know, like, I guess I'm paying taxes on that. Whatever. So it's about $3, right? Oh, I'm putting to the wrong camera. It's about 2 of these as a, like, the amount you can multiply your like your worth by is interesting. And this is why you see so many YouTube channels like, I don't want to say panda, because panda's the wrong word, but like, will cater specifically to their Patreons, or they'll cater specifically to people who buy merch or whatever, right? Because the business model on a channel becomes not find eyeballs. Eyeballs are like near worthless on YouTube to some extent. Like you can run something off there, but like if you want to turn eyeballs into something much more than a few whatever, that's why people end up doing all these merch deals or they'll sell something. And I just wanted to share that as like an interesting little tidbit. Like something like 10,000 people interact with or like bought the Let's Play world. It's over 10,000. I don't know the exact number, and like that was equivalent to I could be wrong. I could fact check myself on this. I think selling the Let's Play made more money than all 500 episodes combined. I would be willing to bet that. Wait, how many? Yeah, that seems like it must be true, unless the average Let's Play gets 200,000 views. Oh no, it'd have to be 20,000 views. It gets a lot closer than I thought, actually. Oh no, it has to be 200,000 views. No, 20,000 views. I'm just bad at maths. Which actually is very close to what it is. But isn't that interesting, right? Like that 10,000 people can be worth more than millions of people. And yeah, I don't know. Maybe you find that interesting too. Bro, didn't you say you were gonna start a new Let's Play? Says Terraria Boy 666. I don't remember saying that. I mean, like, I maybe I did, and I have no recollection, but I don't remember saying it. You know what I do remember saying, though? I remember saying, "In God we trust." Why does the American money say that? Like, America's like this big, like, oh yeah, we have this separation of church and state, except also we put God on the money. It's like, you know, it's fine. You can be a theocratic state if you really want to be. It just feels a bit weird, you know. It's like talking to a brick wall, which means that there were not listeners. A frustrating feeling. What am I reading, Alexander? Like, I'm so confused. I don't know how I've seen two of your messages now. Anyway, so how does he go from new Let's Play to look at my money? Exactly, look at my money, internet. I think it's interesting that there's like a certain flow that people expect from conversations sometimes. And it's interesting when that flow isn't found in the way there. Like, I don't know, like, I always find this when I'm talking to people. Like, I would say, like, I bounce a lot around from topic to topic to topic. And, like, some people, like, love that. They're like, yeah, this is the thing. And some people are like, oh, how did we get here? So, but, like, to me, I feel like a conversation should be, you know, like, if you would rather be talking about something else, you can just talk about something else. It's the internet, man. There are no rules here. Besides the fact that there are no rules here, which is technically a rule, right? Because to keep away rules, it's a thing. Like, I've always wondered, like, it's a common thing in political ideology. This like idea of like a radical anarchy of some form. Like, we're gonna remove all governmental and corporate power structures from the world. And I've always thought that you know, whether it's true or not, but the simplest like counter to that is like, in the absence of power structures, like, you know, in every power vacuum we've had in history, some power has formed to fill the gap. If you think about an interesting fact that you might not know, but like I didn't know about till like last year, so maybe you'll find it interesting too, is, you know, the FBI is federal police in America, right? America didn't have federal police most of its history because it doesn't, like, you don't really need federal police for a country that big. Like, a state is already big enough. They've got a lot of money. The state police that does state laws, and it's easy stuff, right? But the problem is that like even though that would be state police and city police, etc. The problem was like there was a power structure missing, and so a bunch of gangs started to form, and those gangs, you know, maybe we could call them the mob, if we will, because they were just as strong as a creeper, which is a mob. They basically worked as a local police, right? They enforce safety. You know, they required a fee from people, a protection fee. If you think about it, you pay a fee to fund your regular police force. That fee. Hey, thank you. By the way, I think I missed this track 73. It's because the Federal Reserve is a private bank and they can say anything they want on their money. Oh, the Federal Reserve being private is one of those like real wiggle situations, right? Like it's kind of pushing it, right? I appreciate you mentioning that, Jim, because I do know the Federal Reserve is technically private. It's not a government entity, but also like kind of like I don't know how it works in America, right? But like I know in the UK it's like kept at arm's length, and it's technically private. But I don't know. There's a funny thing about that, right? But like how private can the money printing service really be? I would argue not that much so, right? There's always going to be I don't know the Federal Reserve in particular, so I have to end this here. I would love to talk to you about the Bank of England, which is the real bank that governs the UK. It's interestingly called the Bank of England, even though it covers the UK. I learned about, so like, you know, because here's the funny thing, like certain countries have private banks that issue the notes, like actually private banks, like fully private and separate from the government. And I've always wondered, like, imagine you're a bank, because all money comes from like the idea of a public bank is kind of a new idea. Like the idea, again, this sounds insane, but for most of history, money has been printed by private corporations, and it's one of those, like, that sounds like it shouldn't work at all, and you know, it sounds genuinely insane as a concept. The Bankery of England. I'm just saying, I did go to the Bank of England, and they were suspiciously lacking pastries. No, I actually went on a school trip. One of my business class things, the same reason I went on a McDonald's school trip. And I remember I went to a place that sold a pound coffee, and so it was just outside the Bank of England. You could probably find where it is. I bet it's closed now, because it was terrible coffee. I mean, all coffee is terrible coffee. That's crazy actually. I was like 14 the first time I tried coffee, and it was because I went on a school trip to a bank, and the teacher didn't care if we left for a few hours or minutes. That was a good time. To be young and to not try coffee, and to think that it might actually be good. That's the problem with like cool coffee places, like whether it's like, like Starbucks, Costa, whatever it is, like places that sell like non-coffee drinks that taste actually good, but come in coffee cups. They trick you into thinking, because people can enjoy those. They trick you into thinking like, oh, maybe coffee's not so bad, and it's always a lie. It's always such a lie. Then there's Canada. We have the Royal Canadian Mint principle for money and a lot of other currencies. Oh, that's interesting that they print other currencies. I do actually know. I think the Bank of England does print currency for other countries, which is one of it makes sense that not every country needs to duplicate this service, but like of all the things, because I guess one of the things we're realizing about the globalized world recently is that like having all of the with vaccines. Oh look, it comes back to vaccinations. Look at my little fried egg arm. But so one of the things America has done, and a lot of countries have similar rules, but not quite as heavy-handed, is I think it's vaccine materials can be exported from America. So basically, America has this huge lead in vaccinate. Not only do they have the industrial powerhouse already, but also now they can't give vaccines to other countries. Basically, like it's federally not okay. And so it's an interesting example of the way the world market works is if you want a tank, rather than learning how to make your own tank, just go to whoever makes the best tanks and say, I'll give you money for your tanks. If you want to have, I don't know, soda, just go to Pepsi or Coke. Honestly, soda's it's funny, they act like they're such big innovations, but the Coke formula isn't that different from 19 something. It's a very early 1900 drink. The thing about coffee is you have to keep drinking it to appreciate it, like smoking. There are so many. Okay, drinking, smoking, almost tea as well. I was thinking about I spent a lot of time looking into the American Revolution yesterday, and oh yeah, there was this tax on tea. I only learned that the tax on tea was only 3p in the pound. It was a 1% tax on tea that Americans revolted over, and then I pointed out that sales tax in Massachusetts right now is actually 6.25%. So Americans are taxing themselves more on tea than the British ever did. But that's by the by. We'll leave that to the side for now. If you listen to Alan Greenspan, Federal Reserve Chairman, they are as private as your sock drawer. They set their own policies. You know what? You're tempting me to look into this now. I need to look. I need to find out what I'm missing. So, Kat, you may like to read a book I recently helped with. It's called The Progressive Solution. It's a political and economic analysis book from a Californian's perspective. I appreciate the idea there, Jason. Right? I do think there's a. First of all, I don't know. I feel like as far as like overrepresented perspectives, I feel like California is up there. No offense. Like I'm not saying you don't have something unique to say. I bet you do. But like as far as like unique takes, you know, I don't think a take needs to be unique to be interesting. I just think that's like that's the world that we pretend or we are leading into, right? Like that people are unique based on their blah 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 blah, and so we need to find as many unique people as possible. We tend to focus on like certain aspects of the word unique. Oh, we need to place a block there. You know, we forget about all of the other forms of diversity that people have, but you know, like I don't know, an example would be like, you know what, I think hearing from perspectives you haven't heard before is genuinely very good. But interesting enough, like again, I hear a lot of Californian perspective, which is interesting to me because of the like California's the size of like a small country at this point, a pretty medium-sized country actually. Like every American state is kind of like its own little country, but like California and to some smaller, to some extent as well, Texas are like just running their own little nations over there. It's kind of crazy when you look at it. Toy Cat doesn't like beer or coffee. Oh my goodness, there's so much more to life than melon juice and water. You know, I disagree. So first of all, you know, what are some vices that I enjoy? First of all, anything with sugar in, it's going to be good. And that can include alcohol. I mean, isn't alcohol mostly? I'm not going to make the claim that alcohol is sugar. I learned yesterday that alcohol has more calories per gram than sugar does. So alcohol is actually and that's crazy to me because alcohol is like terrible. It tastes like alcohol. Nearly 40 million people, larger mass than Germany. Yeah, it's got an economy the size of the UK, which is like the 5th largest as far as nations' economies go, right? It's got a size that makes it like it's this ludicrous entity. And the simple answer should be that it shouldn't have ever been allowed to get that big as a state, I think is the easy way to reflect that. Also, thank you, here's Chrissy. If you had a child, would you name it Longboy? I would not. Twerk for me, I don't know, says Quins. Thank you for the suggestion. Fanch, thank you for the tip. And Protestant 5108. Hey, I'm not super late. Your content is truly a lifesaver. Hey, thank you. How is it a lifesaver? You've got to be more specific with your compliments. I want you to make me feel really good, not just slightly good. But no, I appreciate a lot, Protestant 5108. It's good to see a familiar name around. But if California's country would be the 6th largest economy in the world. I've heard, so right now there's a fun, okay, you know, no, I'm not going to talk about it because it's one of those, it's one of those Britishisms. You don't want to hear my perspective on the UK. Or maybe you do. But, the UK's in a really weird place right now where it's almost impossible to measure, ignoring that COVID just hit, because our currency just devalued 20% in the last, it valued 20% overnight, but it's been, our currency is 20% down over 5 years ago. But so if you measure in dollars,
I hate pennies. They serve no purpose other than to be squished as souvenirs. How are those squish-a-penny machines legal? Canada got rid of their pennies. Why can't the US?
Canada got rid of their pennies. Australia got rid of their pennies, and I think New Zealand did as well. You could fact check me on New Zealand. Wait, chat. Has New Zealand got rid of the penny? It's Can I break your heart on the reason why the penny still exists? Because, you know, sometimes it's better to believe that the world is just this crazy, illogical place, and just no one's thought of the good idea yet. But it's way sadder when you realize people have thought of the good idea, and they've tried to do it, and then they couldn't because someone came up with a really stupid idea not to. Sorry, stupid reason not to. And then, you know, it got, moved past. And so, also, thank you, Dasher. It's good to see you. How are you doing today? Also, where can I renew channel membership on phone, says Brody Privet? You might have to ask chat for that one. I've never become a member on a phone. I've only ever done it on the PC. So, I don't... You could ask YouTube or you could ask chat. But if you ask me, I'm going to say, you press the $, then press the 5 key on your keyboard, and then say, hey Google, what's the weather in Delaware right now? And then it should come up. That should do it for you. In case you're curious, by the way, the weather in Delaware is... Oh, my phone didn't go off. Chat, tell me, what's the weather like in Delaware? I'm not going to be okay till I know. It used to be a link in the description, but you removed it. Hey, I didn't remove it. I just reset it. I know I had one of those long descriptions, and I realized no one read it anyway. And so I wanted to, like... I like to have readable descriptions. This is one of those things where I'm being the change I want to see in the world, and it's totally only a downside to me because I lose the SEO benefits or whatever. Oh, by the way, so the reason that we don't have pennies, or we do have pennies, in both of our countries, Helms, Big Helms. I always think it's Helms. Oh no, it is Helms. I don't know why I said Helms once. Big salmon farm here. This is a big salmon farm. Look at my... Oh no, that's a medium-sized salmon. Is he big, actually? He's very big. Man, it's hard to tell the size of a salmon sometimes. Oh, look how many big salmon I have. I have got all of the big salmon. Yeah, it's a good time to be alive, huh? It's a good time to be alive. Yeah, right, so there's a few reasons that it comes up. One, because it costs more than a penny to make a penny, and it costs a lot more than a penny to ship a penny around. US pennies keep our strategic copper mines open. So part of it's that, right? In the same way, like, if you want to buy something made from copper, you just buy it from China. But what if you're at war with China and China stops selling it to you? So yeah, you have a copper mine open that makes pennies. Maybe, see, I think though that's an example of putting logic where there isn't any. Hey Google, what's the weather in Delaware? I need to know. What is the weather like in Delaware? How can I exist? How can I enjoy my life in the slightest without knowing the weather in Delaware? The biggest reason the 1 cent coin or the penny exists is because partially old people are nostalgic for the penny. Like, there are people alive today that existed when the half penny existed, which is weird to me, at least in the UK. And the other so old people don't like it because they're like, they're taking away our currency. I don't like that at all. And apparently all people are from the great state of Texas. Have you read the book Prisoners of Geography? I have not. Instead, I reread a book from my childhood. It was called The Magic Faraway Tree. It's by Enid Blyton. I've never looked up a picture of what she looks like. Should I do that, or should I just think of her as an author? Tell me, internet. Anyway, so I've never read that book. But I can tell you about this book I read. That's it's written for children. It's funny. The characters are genuinely called like one of them's an offensive. Oh no, they're literally called. By the way, Peacocking Fox. Thank you for the $5 tip. Again, oh, it's good to see you. I'm literally reading out right now the characters from the book. I'm not I'm not saying bad words. YouTube censorship. But the characters are called like Bess, Dick, and Fanny, or something like that. And it's just hilarious to me. But yeah, in the modern versions, they changed it to Franny, like Tom. I think it's like, yeah, Joe or Tom. You know what? The modern versions ruined my childhood, except I read the modern versions first. And then I went back and read the old versions because my parents had the book. Or my aunt or something. I don't know, I found the old version of the book, and I thought it was funny. I also think it's interesting they have to change those, because like they know that children are like just gonna laugh at Fanny rather than reading about this magic faraway tree. Good time to promote your book, says Yvette Dim. Nah, my book sucks. Don't read it. Read literally anything else. Thank you, Les Aswald. My wife and I both received the Cypher shot. We didn't get sick, but be warned tomorrow your arm will be super sore. Nah, my plan, this is how I deal with all symptoms. Just pretend they don't exist and they go away. I'm gonna be streaming here tomorrow, this time, same place, same channel. And I'm gonna be exactly fine. Ask me about it tomorrow. See how I'm doing. Also, thank you, Miss Pat Van Driver Lady. I appreciate the tip train, by the way. Choo choo, tip train. Next stop is glad to see you filling in the Oakley flick. Makes me happy to see projects get finished. Toy Cat excited. Yeah, I'm hoping we make some nice progress. I don't know if we ever actually can finish this because we need so many oak leaves. Is one of the things I'm realizing. But yeah, sometimes I just want to work on finishing projects, but I just feel like I can't make like a catchy thumbnail or something from it, but maybe we just need to not worry about that for a while. Like, I think, honestly, things are lean and lean and mean in the Minecraft YouTube space right now, or like relatively so. Maybe we just say, you know what, let's stream. The small audience that finds these will enjoy it, and then we'll work on expansion later. And then a part of me says, no, you gotta do all of this right now. I don't understand any of that. Also, Harold the Turtle has all the chill vibes, says Cat Beanie. Hey, it's good to see you, Cat Beanie. You know, Harold the Turtle is a good name, and I hope your hobby is going very well. If you haven't heard, Cat, part of chat, not to be confused with chat. Why is it that KHAT would not be spelt chat, but KAT is spelt cat? Oh, sorry, is said cat. You know, let's not think about it too much. But Cat, a member of chat, is picking up a new hobby these days. I'm doing the same thing to my swamp because I think it looks beautiful with the colors of the water and the leaves. I wonder what the leaves would look like in a swamp, Miss Swazzy. Also, this is a terrible idea. You shouldn't be doing this. You know, why are you... Oh, look at this. Look at this small salmon. This is... Oh, wait, where'd he go? Did he swim? Oh, you know what? He's gone. Doesn't matter to me why he's gone. It just matters that he is. So, yeah, it's 20 degrees Celsius in Wilmington, Delaware. I've been watching your streams for many moons. I can't believe you're still working on this, lol, says Isaluza. Hey, it's good to see you also, Isaluza. You know what? Is a long-time viewer of the stream. That's going back a while for that joke, huh? But no, yeah, this is definitely like one of those like stupid projects that just every now and then I get a strong urge. I get a very strong itch to work on. Why do I get the itch to work on it? You know, why does anyone do anything? It's a good question, isn't it? It's a very good question. Hey, Michelle Oo. At the end of this project, you'll have to make this lake and this lake and leaf. Because I'll have to leaf the lake. You know what? That's I'm gonna rate that joke 7 out of 10, Michelle Oo. Thank you very much, though. Hope you've been doing well in the time of my speedrunning. Unless you've been there and I just haven't seen it because I haven't been able to read chat as much. It's a shame, right? How much do... Also, Toycat, thank you. The tip train is still going. Toycat, it's me, Mr. Taco Boss 360. Guess what? I'm still Welsh. Thank you, Tacos, for the tip. How are you doing on this fine evening? You know what? I'm not going to ask how you're doing when it's rhetorical. I'm going to answer for you. You're doing good. Thank you for asking. How much does a VIP ticket cost on the tip train? You know what? The great thing about the tip train is we have first class seating, second class seating, and third class seating. There actually is 3 tiers of tip on the stream. Like again, I don't talk about it because like whatever. Just if you support it any amount, that means you know I'm never gonna try and downplay your tip. But I think $5 is where it shows a slightly different thing and appears for longer. And you get like more characters if you're not. You get more characters for it, and then $10 is where it's text to speech. So I would say if you wanna, let's call that. You know, I'm gonna go airline style and call that. Sorry, I'm gonna go train style. Second class, first class, and like I don't know, private suite. So you're in second class right now. Man, second class just seems so mean, right? Like airlines call it economy class, and somehow economy is like less rude, you know, less mean and classist than like second class. Like I guess it's because language changes. We use second class to be like second class citizen, right? You know, and you can't be given second class status to the people who spend less on the train. Speaking of less on the train, DHM, thank you for the tip. For Minecraft Bedrock, can I use mods on my worlds or only the worlds that come with the mods? This is you can only use it on the worlds that come with the mods. Right now, I believe they want to change that, but they have very strong... If they start selling mods, the outrage will be crazy. So instead they just sell a worse version of mods and they don't call it mods and everyone's happy with that. It's one of those compromises where everyone loses, but the PR machine doesn't get upset, and right now that's what you're gonna have to deal with, I guess. Thank you very much, by the way, for the tip, Lady Spaceballs. What a fun username you have. This is my second Toycat tax. I'm paying it because my house still hasn't burned down. Also, I would have tipped more, but my other card wouldn't work. Toycat is yes. Hey, thank you, Lady Spaceballs. You know, I forgot. Honestly, with a name like Lady Spaceballs, I don't know how I don't remember your first tip. I'm very sorry. Was it a long time ago? Did I also laugh then? I've been dealing with like memory issues. Like I don't have bad memory issues. I think what it actually is, you know how if you look in children, I think it's like I could be wrong. I think it lines up with certain mental disorders, but like certain children, it seems like their hearing is really bad. But if you go and get them tested, their hearing's great. It's just that they don't want to respond to you. So like you'll yell like Andrew, and then you won't get a response. You'll be like, wow, that child's so deaf. But the child's just hearing you and is choosing not to respond, which to me is like cat-like behavior, right? Like you call your cat's name, that cat will at best look in your direction very slightly.
Hello, sir. It has been quite a while since I've caught alive. Hope you are doing well.
I am doing great, Ian Paulson. Thank you for asking. I honestly, this last week, it's been I had like an okay first 6 months in the pandemic, and then like I was just about, I don't know, after that, things kind of got off the rails real quick. I'd say 2021 has been a bad year for me, so far. And my goal is to make the last 7 months a lot better than the first.
Yes.
Oh my god!
Yes.
Thank you so much, David Solomano, for the £10.67. I wonder what that number is. Is it like arbitrary or what? And also thank you, Miss Pat Van Driver Lady, for keeping the tip train going as well. Toy Cat Big Fish. I love big salmon. Is it actually called Big Fish instead of Big Salmon? You know, I'm disappointed in myself. Why did I rename the emojis that? I'm firing myself from the emoji department. Hey, thank you, Georgia, for the £5 tip. How are you doing today? Did you know that you're named after the state? I bet you didn't know that because it's not true. Now, I think about it all the time. Like, far too often. Like, you know, your name is Georgia, right? And that is the female version of George. Like, we can make a name female or male by just changing the end, right? Like, you know, I'm gonna pick a terrible one that doesn't work now. Okay, I'm gonna find some male names in chat. Duncan, Duncane. Wait, Duncany, Duncany. Yeah, you know, Duncany sounds like a cute girl. Well, yeah, my name's Duncany, and I'm here to say, Connery. You know what? This is terrible. Why did I not come with a pre-prepared list of names? Okay, wait, I'm gonna find one. We got Jake. No, Jakey. No, also doesn't work. Maximilian. So Max or Maxette, right? Maxette. That is a common female name. There. Or you add Anne at the end. Yeah, I agree. Like, so you know, Marianne. No wait, Mary's already. You know, I'm gonna get there. One sec. Jack and Jackie. There we go. Thank you. Jacqueline is a female version of Jack. You know what, Jack? That's to me that's a crazy one. That like, you know, can I talk about something that like, every now and then something annoys you and you're like, this is dumb. I don't know why, but also it's true. Except you don't think that in your head. You think I'm entirely justified and this person is wrong. But people who are called Jacqueline, who shorten it to Jackie, sure, that makes sense to me. Like, yep, Jackie isn't, you know, like that's how we abbreviate cats' names as well. You know, Jackie is the sort of person who was raised not listening to people, and so they have to be like Jackie, you know, like it's a cat or a dog or something. But like shortening Jacqueline down to Jack. I'm sorry if you do this, Jacqueline, but I'm here to criticize you. Because you know more people need to criticize names, but like shortening Jacqueline down to Jack, it's like, why? What? Are we too late? Are we too lazy to say a second syllable that could give a, you know, if you're trying to do it to like obscure, you know, gender neutral names are great, and you know, if you're making some grand statement about how gendered names are really bad for society, that's great too. But like in the meantime, it's like a way to convey information, and you just lose it when you know, like, you get me? Do you understand? Like, I've said this forever, and also thank you so much, Lady Spaceballs. Oh wait, you get extra characters in Super Chat. Shumaz always has a 175 limit. But you get, Super Chat varies by how much you tip, right? Also, don't feel bad, I changed my username a few months ago, but I've been a viewer since 2016. Tell me your old name, Lazy Spaceballs, I want to know what it is. There's a tiny chance I'll connect it. If I can't connect it, I'll just ignore you and move on to the next thing, and it won't be awkward, it'll be great. Also, what class am I? And whenever I donate to you, I'm going to say I'm Welsh. I'm glad that you're Welsh, Tacos, and also I'm glad you're continuing on the tip train. We had a brief stop there but it's crazy to see it continue. Thank you for the love and affection. You know, I think $6.99 in Canadian. Wait, gonna fact check this. Hey Google, what's $6.99 Canadian in real dollars? Oh, accidentally converted to Brazilian. You know, let's go. Okay, wait. $6.99 Canadian in dollars. It is. Oh, I have to type US. I thought I was being funny, but now Google's not giving me information. I hate to break it to you. $6.99 is just over $5. You are in. Good news. You are in first class. You have extra leg room, and there is a snack basket that will come around from time to time. And also, you can refer to everyone else on the plane as being traffic, because you're the important person that needs to go places. Jim says Toy Cat may protect you from house fires, but apparently does nothing for blown tires. Thanks for nothing, lol. I saw someone today blow out their tires, so maybe I saw you. Do you live in the New York greater metropolitan area? If so, maybe I saw you blow out your tires, and that was all me. I'm just saying, maybe you deserved it. Have we ever considered that? You know, why is it that whenever something bad happens to someone, we're like, oh, I'm so sorry for you. You know, maybe you deserve that, Jim. Maybe, oh wait, you're in first class. You know, oh darn, those roads are gonna get you. I bet even though it was you that accelerated too hard, it probably wasn't your fault. I bet the tires did it to you. Tires are always conspiring against me as well, in my head. So, fun fact, I was born in 1986. The American dollar has inflated by 141% since then. Anything is going to be worth more than the American currency coming soon. So, okay, you know, I have a story to tell where I'll admit, like, I'm definitely not a good guy for this one. Like, I'm not in the right, but I'd like to justify my past bad behavior. So, when the house I spent most of my childhood in, it's the house that had the outhouse where I had the ice cream that I peed in every day for some reason. Again, I don't even understand why. That's a separate story though. This house also had a shed, but like built into the house. It was very weird, actually. I don't know why that was. It's a strange house. Anyway, so I had a strange house, had a shed, and in the shed, my mother put all of her stuff, including apparently a lot of wedding things. I always knew because my mother's last name is different. I always knew that my last name was from my father that I didn't know, but like I never really put much thought into them being married. Because, you know, you're a child, you're dumb. But one day I go in there, and I notice there's a bunch of, like, I can only describe them as piggy banks, and the piggy banks are filled with 5p coins. And these are 5p coins from, if I'm born in 1995, like the late 1980s, the early 1990s, right? So again, you can do that same inflation math.
Stream in the shower. Should I add leaves to the tub for immersion?
Yes. Okay. You know, people need more texture in their bathtubs. Bathtubs are these clinical places right now where you get clean. You're never gonna get clean in a bathtub. We all know that. If you're not showering before you get in the bath, you're not even bathing. So why not go outside? Find some leaves. It's full. Well, I mean, like, it's full soon. I mean, like, leaves fall down in all seasons. Find some leaves. You're gonna find some, and then bring them into the tub with you. Have a fun experience. Let's actually do this. So, also congratulations for your private suite, your leaf suite as it is now. It comes with a private bath, as I'm sure you've already found out, Michelle OO. Tip train, keep going. Still going. Keep it that way. Thank you so much, OO. That's a fun name, OO. It's almost as good as Michelle OO, but it's not quite there. But no, thank you, OO. That's a fun. You know, names, like, it's interesting that I never really thought about, like, YouTube names, because most people just have their first name, last name, unlike the Daily Gamer. That's not Gamer isn't a last name. But, OO being a name, it's like, huh, you know? Do I refer to you as being OO? Because that doesn't even work as, like, a nickname, right? That's just a couple of characters in a row, I guess. I don't know how else you'd say it. Let that turtle out now. The turtle doesn't want to be out. I've tried, he just is not coming out. No matter how hard we try. It's a big problem we're definitely facing right now. Also, whoa, Taco, wait, no, sorry, Taco's medium woe. You don't get the real woe. I read the tip above yours. Thank you for putting me in first class. Also in the snack bin, can I have Welsh gummies? If you don't know what it is, search them up. Do you mean Welch's gummies? Like
I'm
the...
hoping if we learn
Hey!
two things from this global mess, one is to stockpile PPE, and the other is mental health needs the same attention as physical health. Young people have really been struggling.
I've been saying this forever too. Like we've just pretended mental health doesn't exist because I think there's this I think we've never before had a problem. Because okay, so what this is right now, most of the time that we've had problems regarding okay, wait, let me put it this way. Usually when there is a illness around that affects old people especially, it also affects young people because they're both the most they're the people with the weakest immune systems because it's either not developed yet or it's withered away, and there's so many other conditions that you're gonna die. You get me? And so the Spanish flu, I want to say killed children especially bad. And so if you're young, unless, there's a certain age you can get to where it's fine again. But so we had this problem that was exclusively concentrated in one part of the society. And we worked out a way to solve that problem for them. We worked out a way to probably reduce deaths. We can't say for sure that we have reduced deaths. We can heavily posit that we probably saved some lives. We worked out this way to save lives of one group at the cost of, we moved that burden into a serious, we can even measure the deaths. It's going to be hundreds of deaths that we have caused indirectly for another group, right? And that's before you talk about the long-term effects of it. I think that's such a
My
weird...
God-fearing government gave me $1,400 today, so
Wait, that was another stimulus check today?
Whoa,
Jacqueline Smith. Or Jack, as I shall now call you. I'm just kidding. You know what? Even Jackie feels wrong if someone's not specifically said that's their name. That feels to me like I'm mocking you. But Jacqueline Smith's not even a real last name. It's widely known. If you put John as your first name or Smith as your last name, it's just a fake name. It's like saying your name is first name last name. Anyway, so Jacqueline Smith, thank you for giving me £15. 14. I'm just not gonna do the maths. $20, $1,400. It's tax-free, I'm assuming. Wait, when the federal government gives you money, is it tax-free? Internet? Did you pay taxes on your stimulus check? But $20, that's 1/70th. Thank you for 1.3% of your stimulus check. What I want to do, my evil conniving money plan is what if, can anyone give me more than 1.3% of their stimulus money? Make it a competition where the only winner is Toy Cat buying kebabs. It's I had the best I had a really good lobster roll. It's not the best lobster roll of my life, but I had a really good lobster roll the other day, and I was like, this is excessive. I spent $12 on a drink to go with it. It was the mango lemonade I told you about, whereas it's 10 a.m. in the morning. I shouldn't be drinking slushies or alcohol, but the woman convinced that it was that example of service where I was like, oh, she said the exact thing already in my heart, and so I believed it. Like the name John/Jane Doe says is a loser. There are real people named that though, and that's why I find it funny.
Also, Oa is just my YouTube name.
Also, thank you, OO. Does it stand for something? I want to know, it feels weird to call someone something like that. It's almost like the fake name conversation. It's hard not to feel jealous of Americans. I mean, my government doesn't want to give me money. Its only strategy is to take more money from me. I mean, this is an interesting thing about I can't stop thinking about it on some level. Would I be happy if my country did a stimulus style thing? And the answer is on a political level, yes, I think a UBI is a smart. I want to see more and more trials of let's just give people money with no expectations, see what happens. I like the data. I like the experiment in the same way I'd like the experiment of what happens if we raise an entire generation of cats using what happens if we I'm not going to talk about my plans to raise cats in evil conniving ways in case it's used against me in court, but I think that doing experiments is interesting, right? I would love to raise 2 identical twins. You can't do this, no ethics board would sign off, but I want to raise 2 identical twins, but raise one of them in a terrible household. The parents are doing drugs all the time, assuming that's a bad thing. You know what? They're ODing all the time. They have to clean up for it. Or in fact, even better, I'm gonna give one of them a bunch of responsibility, and one of them I'll be like, here's $1 million. I'll give you another $1 million every year that you're not dead, or something like that. Like, you know, that would be such an interesting experiment, right? See the outcomes and compare them or whatever. Yeah, I love the experiments. Step away from the cats, Andrews is a loser. I just want to see, you know what if you feed cats exclusive, like, okay, you know what? I reckon if you raise a batch of fat cats, like really, really fat cats, you feed them milk and, you know, things that are bad for them, but like they love to eat. You have a variety of fat cats, like literal fat cats. You know, I'm going to move off this talk and go and talk into Georgia. I like how easily you get distracted. It's beautiful that I got distracted from my cat talk to talk about that. Also, fun fact, I'm named after my dad's first girlfriend, not my mum. So definitely not the state or Georgia. Okay, you know what? Oh, that's where we started the Georgia discussion. Okay, you know what? First of all, your dad's first girlfriend, Georgia, but you know, okay, how did your mother agree to that, by the way? Like, you know, it is weird to name our child after one of your girlfriends, but Georgia was damn fine. So what else are we gonna do? They did something like that. Three identical strangers in the documentary. 3 twins put in 3 different income households. See, but like the income alone isn't the thing I want to see. I want to see like adversity, because I genuinely, I think the income is like the biggest measure of that. Like, but like you're kind of like self-selecting. It's like the thing we were talking about with the simulus. Which I forgot about that. So that's where we even started this whole thought. Like, so the idea of just giving people money, right? It seems like this incredible thing. You know, the reality is the money comes from somewhere, probably. You know, bare minimum, right? If you're the most ardent, like, I don't know what taxes are, or you know, I'm never going to be in a bracket to pay them. Even then, the cost to society is a very mild inflation, right? If you're printing the money, but like it's probably coming from something that it's an opportunity cost to spend something on something else, right? And again, at bare minimum, let's not talk about the actual economics, because economics doesn't make sense anymore in the post-COVID era. You can just do whatever you want. Say economics, as long as you sound smart when you say it, you can come up with any economic theory and back it up now. Which, to be fair, we act like it's not, but economics is one of the like really soft, malleable sciences that's changing all the time. And like every 20 years, we're like, oh yeah, turns out we were wrong about before, but we're definitely right now. We have definitely never made this mistake. There's no other subject I can think of where there's like rivaling schools that have entirely like there's something called the Austrian School of Economics. I hear about it a lot from certain crypto-related things. Thank you, Medieval Welsh Cat would be very powerful with Medieval Welsh Longboy as a general. I'm Welsh. Thank you, Tacos. That is the most Welshes we've had in a tip so far. But yeah, so I think the interesting thing though, like, is like you are not as an individual paying that back, but like as a collective, you're paying that back in some form, right? And so, you know, it's kind of one of those funny things where if you say, if you were to do that, this is the thing about most government projects I find. It's like if you tell people the source of the money now, it can cloud it. But if you like deal with it later down the line, like you get me? Like if you said like, hey, what if we take the top 50% and we make everyone in the top 50% give $100 to someone in the bottom 50%. You know, every single person lines up 1-to-1, and you just pass $100 over. That's the simplest example I can think of. And it's like, yeah, that like people would feel like, wait, that's like weird, right? What if we said, oh yeah, what if we give everyone in the bottom 50% $100? Everyone's like, yeah. Okay, now we've got this huge debt we need to pay for. The way we're going to pay for this is we're going to take $100 from the top 50%. Everyone's like, yeah. And some of the people would have moved around since then, and they'd be in the top 50%. They'd end up neutral now. But it's like one of those things where it's like, when you separate the ends and the means, you get a very interesting, like, there's very few other places where you can separate it in that way, right? Like, if I said to you, hey, I'm going to take a group of cats, and I'm going to feed them a lot of milk. I'm going to feed them so much milk, even though I know cats are bad at milk. You'd be like, whoa. But I was like, oh, no, it's for an experiment. It's going to be this, like, great knowledge we get out at the end. You'd be like, I don't know about that. I feel like you're mistreating some cats there. You maybe should step away from them. But when you like separate the means a little bit, it changes people's perspective. It's one of those questions I'm realizing in that so much of like philosophy is that like you can take the exact same fundamentals, but because our brains are wired in very interestingly different ways, you can reword a question to get a different answer because we rationalize almost backwards, right? We find a way we want to answer, and then we get to it. And so if the question seems like something we want to agree with, we're going to try and find ways to agree. If I say something like, "Hey, do you think we should have a lot more cat science in the world?" I know I'm talking about cats so much. I need to stop this. Also, I learned how to solve a Rubik's Cube, and it's surprisingly easy. Hey, thank you, Unholy Banani. How are you doing today? I had a guide on how to solve a Rubik's Cube when I was like 12, and I kept following the guide, and I felt like the guide was missing something. It's like, you make a cross, and then you just get the corners in. And it's like, what do you mean you just get the corners in? That's the hard part. The cross is easy. By comparison, right? Catch Georgia and the economy, what a discussion. You know, why are we doing this? Let's discuss other things. Like, I don't know, here's an interesting thing, right? So, as a way to make everyone safer, vaccines are also free. You know, America's really good at giving free things to people, right? Like, they have this, like, huge economic reserve. That means if they when a bad time comes, they're just like, people will keep lending money to us, so we'll just keep on spending it to make the economic engine that people are lending to keep on going. It's a very interesting system. Anyway, so as well as giving like thousands of dollars to people, which is shocking. By the way, thank you for your stimulus, Jacqueline Smith. Many appreciations. You know, I feel stimulated by that. More stimulated than I do by my, oh god, it's like melted with some ice cubes in. Not stimulated at all by this. By the way, I love it. You can go to just convenience stores. You get a liter. It's close to a liter. Actually, is there an exact size of this thing? There's not. You get like a liter of just this fountain soda. Okay, you know what? I'm so upset. I wish fountain drinks weren't so good, but they are. Also, thank you, Elon Kalev Eglo, and thank you, Unholy Banani. I'll tweet you the video I learned it from if you want. I don't have a Rubik's Cube anymore, so... Okay, you know, I feel like a bit of a minimalist, but I really try to avoid buying objects that are, like, one-time useful. And then every now and then I just have a phase where I'm like, I'm buying a lot of these. What I really want to do is I want to buy an alcohol breathalyzer, you know? At bare minimum, that's like a fun game you play, right? That's at bare minimum. I feel like, wait, we could do that. Okay, wait, chat. If you can work out how I can incorporate that into a stream, then I can buy that with my business, and it can be cheaper because of the delightful rates of taxation afforded to me as a person versus me as a business. Also, something 7-Eleven. Oh, wait, there's 7-Eleven in the UK. I'm not in the UK, Waffle Boy, unless you're saying there is and I missed it. The 7-Eleven soda fountain. It's 79 cents, and you get so much. And like fountain drinks just taste so good. Anyway, so yeah, come up with a you get one for free if you have a few, then go for a drive. You know what? You're right, Jack. You know, why was I even considering paying for one when they're free? If you, I have a no. I was like, I have a confession, and I was like, wait, that's a crime. I don't have any confessions. Wait, what's the last crime I committed? There was a sign saying no eating and drinking on the subway, and I drank some smoothie today because I just bought it and I needed to know how it tasted. But I don't know if that's a crime or if that's like a, you know, there's like a rule violation, but when it's like a governmental body, it's like, is that, you know, is that the same? I don't know for sure. Have you heard about Twitter's new tip system? I don't know how to feel about it. I think it's a really good idea for every social media to have like direct monetization to help the creators, but I think tips for Twitter are the worst idea. I've never seen a tweet so much that I wish to give the person money. And that's kind of the flaw with it, I would say. I'm sure there are some communities where it makes sense, though. Like, I like the idea in general a lot of, like, people who make things that you would... You've got to get out there eventually, man. People who make things that you like, you know, giving them money so that they can do more of the things that you like. I met David Solomon recently. He said something that stuck with me, and it was like, you know, people. I don't know if he said wealthy people, but it was like implied, like funding the arts is a big thing in like wealthy professions, right? Like, yeah, I'm supporting the arts, and you know, social media can be a type of art. Maybe it's modern art, maybe it's quirky art. I don't know what you want to call it. Also, good to see you, the Derpy Whale. I put a croissant through the self-service till as a white bap, so it was cheaper. Slickhack taught me this crime. Oh no, that is a crime I have taught the internet. See, okay, how about this, chat? Is it worse that I go to Lidl and I get chocolate croissants and I put them through as regular croissants? A chocolate croissant's 49p, a regular croissant's 36p, but they weigh the same amount. And so you can steal 13p from Lidl without them ever knowing about it. Is it worse that I do that? And I keep doing it. Every time, I'm like, I'm gonna stop doing this. And then I do it one time, you know, I don't do it one time, and then the next time I'm like, you know what, I've done so well, I think I deserve to steal a croissant now. So, weird sentence, huh? Is it worse that I do that, you know? Or is it worse that I then tell the internet about it? And then Harrison, Harrison's just one person who's learned this from my stream, but I'm sure multiple other people have done that exact same thing. Is it worse to do the thing or to then tell other people you did the thing? Because there is this interesting reaction that people have to something that is wrong, or especially that feels wrong, right? Like, you know, the whole, like, even, you know, being vaccinated here as, like, as a non-American citizen, a lot of people are like, that feels off. What's the, you know, there's this like a sense of fairness, right, inside of everyone, where it's like, wait, is that fair? And we use like rules and laws and all that nonsense to make fairness a thing, right? By the way, I've only got 3 more stacks, and then we're gonna have to go and get to the end stone again. I don't know, but it's embarrassing to say the least to get caught stealing. Not to me. Oh no! Why did I read your comment? You did this to me, Jacqueline. I am. That is. I hate how creepers on Bedrock don't drop all of the, you know, like all of the sand. So it means that now when I fill in this hole, it's not gonna be like to the same level, and that's just frustrating. This is terrible. Everything is terrible, and life is worse now. So I guess we put the birch leaves back in there. We could probably find some more oak leaves if we try hard enough. I bet we can. Should we go get some oak leaves? I'm gonna treat myself to some oak leaves. And who's gonna stop me? But yeah, I'm stroking my longboy while I wait for the tire repair guy. Maybe I do deserve this. Thanks for making the longboy. Girls like stroking it too. 10 out of 10 comment, Jim. I mean, 10 out of 10. Probably a bit too high, but you know what? High number out of 10.
Open up.
No, not the croissant police. I have angered. You know, I'm sorry. Bunny Beat, I'm making amends for what I've done. I remember when Zilafan said you were evil, so you said you were making it up for the stream. I don't know what to believe anymore. I mean, I was making it up for the stream. I don't actually steal croissants. Harrison is the terrible one who steals croissants. I don't steal croissants. That's definitely a made-up thing I don't actually do. Please love me, Zilafan. Xylofan? I don't know how you say his name. Sounds real enough. I think it's definitely one of those things. You've got to... You know, if I was to admit crimes on the internet, I would always make sure that if I did admit those crimes, I could later argue that I was just joking if it came to a court case. That's something I would definitely make sure I was doing. Here's a fun fact. I don't know if you know this. If you have a DUI and you're a non-American resident or citizen, you cannot come to America. At the very least, unless you have like you need like a very, very good reason to, I think is the better way, the more accurate way to put that. But it's a fact you might not have known. That America... and it seems like the most minor of crimes, too. Like, I guess not minor. It's like... I guess it's like one of those moral judgments that you can't make on your own people. You have to say that, like, you know what? People can get better in your own country. But, like, when it comes to, like, people outside your country, you don't have to make any such claim or promise. You can be like, actually, people who drunk drive are the sort of people that you just never trust. It reminds me of the, it's the shopping trolley problem, right? It shows up on social media all the time. It's this fairly basic premise of, like, you know, the shopping carts at the supermarket. There's no real punishment. There's no one checking that you've done it correctly. It's like the self-checkout at Lidl when you accidentally put through the chocolate croissant as a croissant. I got so flustered by the creeper, I turned on sticky keys accidentally. Your Honor, I committed those crimes in Minecraft. Exactly, that's what I meant. Also, it was good to see you, Izaloser. Hit me up when you visit Russia again. I'll show you some interesting places, says Dasher. The next, like, you know, planning travel right now is, like, next to impossible. I don't know if I don't know when my plan is to next be in Russia. St. Petersburg seems nice sometime, though. But, yeah, okay, look at this. Is this all oak leaves? It looks different down here than it does up there. Is that just my screen? Are you all seeing that too? Am I going crazy? I could be going crazy. Also, I have a lot of birch leaves, is what I'm learning today. Oak leaves. Okay, so I'm using up the last of my oak leaf supply. If I want to do any more of this, I'm genuinely going to have to go get some more oak leaves. So, it seems especially important that we get this right. So let's go. We'll take a hopper with us, because then we don't have to, like, manually sort it into the double chest. We can just let the game do it while we place some leaves. Because today's stream is something I believe in. See, it's funny. I made a pun. It wasn't a very good pun, but you know what? I tried my best, and that's what counts. I'm admitting to a crime. I didn't do my chores today in my school, and I'm not going to jail. You cannot take me, says Jennifer. I'm impressed you even have school right now. I hope it's going... Am I like behind on the times of that one? Has like school been going on forever? What was I doing? Oh, I was grabbing a hopper. There's one in my lovely redstone chest, I hope. Yeah, there is. See, like, honestly, individual hoppers are one of those, like, small quality of life things that are just nice to keep around. The crew blew up your stuff because you taunted me about my tire. Oh, wait, sorry, wrong thing. Alejandro says hi. Wait, I'm going to wait for it to do text-to-speech. Alejandro, you see, he's not a second-class passenger. He's not a first-class passenger. He's a private suites passenger. Hey, thank you. That is the most expensive high of the day. Actually, I don't know if that's... I mean, it's the most expensive high of the day. You know, people say don't get high on your own supply. But they say that, and then we see Alejandro doing precisely that. Thank you, by the way. Hope you're doing good, Alejandro. Hope that you haven't died in a house fire. Thank you, Jim. The crew blew up your stuff because you told me about my tire. Karma's ironic. Am I right? Am I right? You are right. So, chat, I have an idea. Okay, you know what? I want you to talk me out of this, chat. But really, I want you to talk me into this. So, you know, do whatever you want into this. But, I want to buy a small amount of gold. Like, there's just something I like about, like, gold is crazy expensive. Look up the cost of a gram of gold. Like, you know, a single gram, for context. Do I have, like, a lot of... Okay, for context, No, what's a good context? You know, a gram of gold, a gram is a small amount. That's the context. For context, the gram is actually very little gold. Look up the price of it, and then be shocked when you realize that, like, oh, yeah, that's a tiny amount. A penny is like a gram. Is a penny really a gram? That sounds cool if true. Hey, thank you! Oh no!
Now you have no excuse not to buy a Rubik's Cube. Also, the video clearly explains how to get the corners in.
Okay, you know what? You're tricking me into watching a Rubik's Cube video. I'll check it out, Unholy Banani. I love being tricked into learning about things. That's the opposite of true. That's why I say it. We're going to place that there, and look at that. It's going to slowly drain this into my chest. And in the meantime, we can do my favorite activity of placing leaves in an ocean. because I for one am not going to leave this idea alone until you leave me as much as you leave yourself. There we go. That was good. That fun work. 10 out of 10. Cannot do better. An American penny is 2.5 grams. Wait, this is 2.5 grams. A gram is. Oh my god.
But how high can a high get if a high gets high?
If I'm high, but how high can a high get if a high gets high? A high can get high, in the sense that when you meet someone, that high could be high. And so that high could get as high as the high. That high could get as high as is highly likely to be possible. You know, I don't know. You got me, Alejandro. I'm confused. Thank you for the tip. I appreciate it. I'm a fan of money. It allows you to buy goods and services. And thank you for. You know, there was a tip from I think it was from Pat a few days ago. Something like you know, I find that most things that are free suck, so I'm paying for this. And I think there is something about that like your expectations do for something like correspond to the price. Again, this is an experiment I'd like to do. I would love to like have microwavable ready meals or so, you know, some low tier food that we see as garbage, but then like plate it up really nice, like a high end restaurant, and you know, I'd love to like do that, and I'd love to then sell the exact same food at different price points, and see how that affects people. Like, because if you see that, like I think if you saw that a steak was $2, you'd go into that being like, or like I don't know, a bowl of pasta. Like when it's really cheap, your expectations are like more tempered, right? They're cautious going into it because we correlate price and quality so much. Because, you know, in price and quality, price and cost correlate. The cost of something has to be lower than the price unless there's some wacky promotion. Buy gold. Imagine yourself being a boomer during a gold craze in America. Oh, I missed all the gold talk. Chat, should I buy gold or not? This is, if I had a golden penny, it would be worth, I want to say about $200. That's crazy to me that is possible. Hey Cat, please do another Minecraft and chill eventually? But you upgrades a village to what you like. It would make me happy, please read. I shouldn't have read that it would make me happy, please read thing. You know, what does please read even mean? Like, you can't type please read something on something, because either I read it and the please read was unnecessary, or I didn't read it and the please read is also unnecessary. It's like if a I don't know, what's a silly example? It's like if I don't know, if you're reading this, you're already dead. It's like, well, I'm not, because I'm reading it, aren't I? There's a lot of silly things. I have gold ETFs, is that close enough? No, I want like a physical. I don't know how long I want to keep it for. I want to have like some tiny amount, like, I don't know, 10 grams, an ounce. Some small amount of like this physical thing. Buy gold, the less gold that's available for mine, the more it got value, I think. Yeah, so gold is one of those things where the more people you could, like, unlike almost everything else, gold has intrinsic value, air quotes, but like everything else, its value is that people buy and sell it from you. It's really interesting, right? Like, it kind of gets to the heart of like how everything works in our system. That like you might think that, I don't know, you know, things being worth money or not worth money is entirely down to your perspective. Is this live stream worth money? I mean, it costs no money. Is it bad though? I mean, it doesn't cost no money. It's free to access. There's very low costs in producing it. It's mostly my time. Like outside of like, you know, some device to stream on, which actually device to stream on while I'm in America is surprisingly high, and the internet and all of the background things that need to go anyway, right? I have a solid gold ruby ring. Hexateron says nothing has intrinsic value. There's a massive amount of gold in the Earth's core, and there's an exoplanet where it rains diamonds. Yeah, okay, you know, I hope that gold is still a big thing in like 100 years when we start asteroid mining, because there's going to be like the moment we even have inkling that we're mining these, you know, like exoplanets, or we're mining these asteroids, gold will just sink in value. And that's an interesting thing, right? There's like this direct link. Like, people who find gold to be a fascinating commodity, and there's a lot of them, don't get me wrong. Sure, buy some gold, no one can tell you what you can and cannot do. I actually, I learned this from like a border agent in New Zealand. Like, did you know there are legal limits on currency you can bring in and out of the country, but it doesn't apply to gold because gold isn't officially currency, even though, like, you know, it is. Like, it isn't, but it is. Like, honestly, you know, what is currency? If, like, is Bitcoin a currency? Like, it's not. Like, it kind of is. It calls itself a currency. There's a lot of weird things about how this stuff works. How would you join? Oh god, would you join the hardcore SMP if they asked you to join? The hardcore SMP, or do you mean? Oh wait, Hermitcraft. That's what you mean by HC. Honestly, I play a lot. The cynical part of me is like, yeah, subscribers, and then the other part of me is like, you know what? I don't know if I'd enjoy playing. I kind of want to do some weird Java stuff in the like interim of content being available. Like in today's snapshot video, the one that's being edited as I speak, probably, is also should I build a random house, a mushroom house? Says Alejandro. Chat, let's decide for Alejandro. Should he build a mushroom house? I think you should, but if chat says no, I will forbid it. And whoa, the leaves are so wacky. Says Sevcia. They definitely do be wacky. That is a factual piece of information, that leafs are wacky. You know, leafs are leafy. That is for sure. There is nothing quite as leafy as leaves. Can I tell you something that like upset me as a child, like quite viscerally once, to the level where like still when I see it I'm mad. There's a type of salad. I don't know what the salad type even is. Like I just see it every now and then, and it literally looks like a leaf from a tree. And every time I see it in a salad, I'm like, come on, guys. Like, it's like that thing where, you know how people get mad about bottled water? Because they're like, you know, this just comes from the tap. I'm like, you know what? It does come from the tap. But, like, Smart Water, Dasani, all of the Coke brands. Like, they realize that, like, selling bottled water from a mountain is more expensive than just selling tap water. Because people like tap water, apparently. Thank you. Mushroom House is happening. Good news, Alejandro. Spinach, arugula, kale. So it's none of those three. It's not base lever. I like spinach. I don't despise arugula. By the way, arugula is called rocket in the UK. I've always wondered why it's got such a different name in America. I like Blaze Pizza because they let you put little rocket on your pizza. Anyway, this channel is everything from entertaining gameplay to deep philosophy to unfunny puns, says Eric Light. You know what? I know you think that my puns are bad, but I'm sure that you're used to things being light on humor. Am I right? See, there you go. You suck, Eric Light. You suck. I'm just kidding. You know, am I kidding, though? You know, that's my first interaction with you. So as far as I'm concerned, you do suck. But I'm sure you're a delightfully fleshed out person. Why buy bottled water when you can make an infinite source? You buy 2 bottles of water, you put them, like, next to each other, and you make infinite water, and you never buy water again. That's the real play. It's also called Rocket in South Africa. I like to use the, I walked away for a second. Why is chat guessing letters? I like to use Canada as the benchmark for, like, is America's spelling more common, or is the British one more common? So, can you tell us, Chantal, in Canada, is it called Rocket or Arugula? Are you sponsored by bottled or tap water? I'm actually only sponsored by tap water. Bottled water is a real product that needs to pay me for me to get down with it. I would love a bottled water sponsorship. I feel like I could do it justice too. I feel like I genuinely could. Man, my wrist is hurting from like doing all of this. I need to get a controller for these streams soon. Like my laptop's hot and I've got my wrist on it, so it's like, can you see that? I'm the things I go through for these live streams, chat. You wouldn't believe it. I mean, you probably would believe it because you're right here, right now. Arugula, but you're saying it wrong. Arugula? Oh, it's like irregular, right? It's like irregular, but like irregular. That's what it is. My bad. I have to leave. See you later. Thank you, personally, internet, coming along. Anyway, I also burned my wrist on a laptop. So I've been trying to buy a controller. It's an Xbox Elite controller. It's a pretty cool concept to me. It's like you spend 3 times as much on a controller, but it's like. Actually, I think that's about it. But no, so it's got some paddles, it's got remappable buttons. I feel like if I'm going to be speedrunning with a controller, it's the one I want to be having. Because, like, you know, auto hotkeys and stuff like that. Anyway, so, I guess also, like, just for doing casual things. Like, that Control Q, like, remap thing, I would love to have that be a thing that I can do on a, you know, controller, right? And it is. Do you have the Series X/X? I don't. I'm going to buy it. I might buy it just before I leave. Honestly. I'm not sure right now, though. My laptop doesn't burn me, so that's one thing that makes mine better than yours. Yeah, so I'm, right now, my setup is so janky. It's literally on a windowsill. I would show you, but I'm terrified of, like, some, you know, like, I don't know, my passwords in plain text on the screen or something. But I'm literally like, wait, let me see what you can see, chat. I'm sitting here like, okay, let's switch. Look at this. So, like, if you can imagine that that's what the room looks like behind me, imagine there's a window in front of me. There you go. You know my setup. Wait, no, if I switch camera, I can't switch on this screen, only on this one. If I show you my camera, do you see how there's like this, and then there's like. I'm doing a terrible job of explaining. How about if I just point you to the... Wait, I'm gonna move this. If I just point you, can you see it now? There's a ball in the way. Do you see how it's like? Do you see this? So this is my little cage around my laptop to keep the sound something. Yeah, it's a mess, right? Anyway, hello, I'm MobyXToyCat. I live stream Minecraft sometimes, and I hope that you enjoy it. Speaking of things you enjoy, guess what? We have a brand new member. Welcome to the club, Brody Privet. Hey! Thank you for becoming a channel member. Welcome to the coolest cat club that does exist. Arugula. Oh, is it arugula? That's dumb. Arugula. Arugula. You know, it's a dumb name for it anyway. It's called Rocket. I don't know why it's called Rocket or like they're such different names, you know. Like you can understand why like Americans spell realize with a Z for some reason. That awkward pause always gets me, says Jake Shimeski. You're welcome. You're welcome. Do you want more awkward pauses? Awkward pauses. Get it? Like an animal paw. Pauses. High quality. Awkward puns. Well, let me work out a pun for the word pun. You know, the fact that pun only has one meaning is a funny irony to me. Anyway, I've been having a really good like week or so. And now that I have I have a little egg on my arm. Do you want to see my egg? If you're just joining, look at my little egg. It goes right there. And now that I have a little egg on my arm, I'm allowed to go do anything I want. Some people say you got to wait 2 weeks, but you know, some people say that you shouldn't eat. Some people say arugula, so you know we can't take their word for granted. I love how every month people think I'm new because I renew it manually. I think it is I think that the easiest way to tell if someone's new or not, pro tip chat, is you just gotta you gotta look at the icon. One of the things that I think is a big shame, like I really don't like systems that like encourage weird behavior. Like I like a system that rewards you regardless of how you do something. You shouldn't have to go through weird loopholes unless we're trying to discourage you. I think weird loopholes as a way to discourage things is great. But I think whenever your membership renews, it should like show up on screen and we should be like, hey, thank you for being I think it should show how many months you've been a member to, right? Like YouTube lacks is behind Twitch on so many measures, and that's like one of them. Oh, my mouse just died, by the way. Okay, so I'm gonna look this way. I'm gonna open my inventory. There is a new feature though. Do you want to see it, chat? I've never used it. Oh, it still doesn't exist for me. There's a new way to only have subscribers talk. But like, and they keep on announcing it as being out now, and then it's never out, and I feel silly for thinking that it is. And you know, so what? Life be painful. Okay, so yeah, my mouse is dead, but I'm gonna work through this. I'm gonna for a little bit. If you play Minecraft on a laptop, we share that passion. I'm 1 month from Diamond Cap. I'm hyped. I'm excited for you, Brody. Are you gonna you know, I don't know where I was going with that. I was like, you gonna party? I guess not, huh? Okay, this is terrible. Honestly, yeah, people who play with a touchpad, you have my infinite, like, okay, I'm gonna, like, there we go. You have my infinite, like, respect? I don't know. I guess the opposite of respect. Like, if someone punches themselves in the nuts every day, like, do we say, oh, wow, that person's so brave? Or do we go, stop? That's, like, you know, like, I've been trying to think about, like, you know, like, how much, like, I think this is one of those philosophy things where, like, depending on how emotively you say something, you can flip people's opinions. But, like, if someone puts themselves through suffering, do they deserve sympathy? You know, that's an interesting question. Do they deserve help if it's a self-inflicted pain? If they knew it would be, you know, like, I know that, I don't know, what's a thing I know? Stop punching your nuts, says, Jacqueline Smith. Exactly, that, you know, we should tell people to stop that. Chat needs a mode where you can only chat if you punch yourself in the nuts. I would love to see, again, I love the idea of, like, investment in something. I think the more people care about the success of a thing, the more a thing is successful. So I like your idea there, David. You know what, chat? Starting from now, you can only talk if you punched yourself in the nuts. I'm sorry. You know what? Let's be more gender inclusive. You know what? You can also, I don't know. You can choke yourself for 15 seconds. Okay, I'm gonna be looking at chat, and we're gonna see. Let's see who's honest. I'm gonna gauge cheap cat, support cat, rich cat, nuts cat. Right, like I think there's two sides of, like, why I think monetary transactions are delightful. One is that, like, oh, you're giving me money to buy kebabs with. The other is like, oh, this is a limited resource you're using. You can't punch yourself in the nuts many times. I actually did it, Toy Cat, help me. Oh, there's so many more people talking right now. Come on, chat, you're better than this. What have I done? What am I enabling right now? I don't know what I'm enabling. Oh wait, what I should do is I should dig, like, a little tunnel through this. You know what, I'll dig the tunnel later. After it's entirely complete. Why the hell am I actually choking myself? What's wrong with me? Come on, guys. Yeah. I think the problem with choking yourself, unlike a nut punch, you know, you always forget how weak your nuts are, whereas you're very aware of how much you need your throat to survive, right? This is terrible. You know, so sometimes people are like, you know what, Toy Cat, I like that you talk about real subjects. And then we talk about how people should punch themselves in the nuts to talk in a live stream. This is terrible. I am undoing, we're starting again. Thank you, Miss Pat Van Driver Lady. I'm gonna party like it's 1999. I was 4 years old in 1999, so I was probably enjoying a little sippy cup. And that's how I would party like it's 1999. Honestly, I can't imagine how rough it must be, because here's an interesting thing about big events, right? This is one of those, like, rifts running through society that we don't think about because there's so many bigger things to deal with. Also, Gerald K, good thing this doesn't count as chatting. Thank you for not having spoken for the last while. Sorry to at you, but I think you forgot to send the video. Says Harrison. Oh no, did I never upload it? Okay, I got it. Okay, so chat, I'm gonna do something. Oh, it did. Yeah, it didn't upload. I moved it, I dragged it in there, but it didn't. Okay, I got you, Harrison. I'm gonna upload right now while I'm streaming, and we're gonna see how this goes. Okay, so can you see? This internet. Okay, the place I'm staying has the most incredible internet. It's 300 megabits up. I'm literally streaming to all of you right now, and I'm uploading a file to Harrison. Wait, a file that is just for fun. It is 4.3 gigabytes, and while I'm sending all of this data off to you, that's still going to take 7 minutes to get there. You know what? The world is a beautiful place. Well, the internet's a beautiful place. The world itself is. Wait. Oh, I'm okay. No, it's fine. I thought the thing stopped working because of my. You know, let's not talk about it. If you punch yourself and it hurts. If you punch yourself in the balls and it hurts, are you strong or weak? Thank you for asking, Sebastian. It's one of those big questions. Your stream's going to break if you do it. Use Google Drive, unless you have amazing internet. Yeah, no, the internet here is truly incredible. Right now, I am uploading a multi-gigabit file. Multi-gigabyte, not gigabit. Fun fact, by the way. You know, this is one of those small things that, like, no one cares about but me, because I have to care about internet a lot. Oh, wait, chat. Life update. The house is very almost finished. Completing. There's like one last big hurdle. And then I'm there. I'm excited. One of the first things I have to do in the house is done though, is I have to call up an internet company that digs like, because there's basically no internet in the house. It's got internet, but it's like garbage tier internet. So one of the first things I have to do is call up an internet company and be like, I will pay. Tell me the number. The number's gonna hurt me, I know. Tell me how many like hundreds or thousands you need to dig, you know, like internet to this place. But then the goal is, you know, once you get like a dedicated line built, your internet's a lot better, as it is anyway. There is this this is almost like it's kind of a preference question, but it's also like it's like a big one for society. Would you rather, you know, like build something from scratch and build it perfectly for you, or just take something that is good for someone else? Right? Because I feel like we change our... Oh, that fish has swum into... Oh, no, he hasn't. Big salmon. I love it. So, Kat, I'm watching your video. Have you heard of mountain ranges? I have heard of mountain ranges. Thank you for asking. I understand. Mountain ranges are big in the real world. But also, you sometimes do just find a mountain in the real world. Maybe when you find a mountain, it's more like an extreme hill and they feel like there's bounce those. But... like, Minecraft doesn't always go with the realistic answer. Like, look at the size of this savanna biome right here, and then look at how there's an ice spikes biome just over there, and there's a lot of blackstone between it. That's not realistic. You see that over there? It's nice. It costs $50 to dig an internet line for me. That's interestingly cheap. Yeah, it's gonna be. I know it's gonna be a lot. I don't know how much. Who cares about honesty? Most people don't care about honesty, honestly. So yeah, one of the things I would say, why don't you play in fancy graphics? Weird question, but I'm curious. I usually do, but I turned it down so I could speedrun, and I don't care enough to turn it back on. If I'm being entirely honest. Look at this tiny little salmon. Isn't he adorable? Little tiny salmon. What I'm going to do actually is I'm going to scoop him up. I'm going to have a big salmon and a small salmon, put them in a pond, just in case it comes up, you know? It's not often you get such a perfect opportunity. You know, given that we also have this right here. Okay, a little salmon goes in there. And I'll pick up big salmon as well. Just for fun, you know. Might as well. Yeah. So, I think one of the big rifts in the world, we don't talk about enough because there's so many other bigger things going on. So, like, sure, I get it. But, like, people who like big events and, like, you know, like, basically, people need opportunities to, like, go big all the time. You know, like, if you ever look at, like, I don't know, almost any event, there's people who are, like, basically coming up with things that are special and being like, this is special. Because when something's special, everyone has to drop what they're doing to deal with the special thing, right? Like, if I said I'm doing one last live stream for the rest of the year, you know, if you're a live stream viewer, which I hope you are because you're watching a live stream right now. By the way, I'm going to quickly... okay, the video will be there in 4 minutes, Harrison. See, this is how professional I am. Uploading videos at the same time as streaming. Have you ever eaten salmon, says Kahuna Dude? Oh, salmon is my favorite fish. I have a problematic relationship with salmon. I'm going to have to get salmon now. Good job. Look what you've done. You just killed a fish with that comment. But, like, I don't know. So something I think about a lot is the amount of pressure that people placed on themselves for 1999 in the new year, right? So I was 4. I had no pressure. even if I was 14, 14-year-olds don't have to party. But like every New Year's, I think to myself, like, yeah, we gotta, you know, like when, you know, like having a bad New Year's, that's like a irreversible night. If you have a bad Friday, good news, there's a new Friday coming around the corner. But New Year's is once a year, and like the New Year's for 1999 is like a once in a lifetime opportunity. Like you're gonna party in the new millennium, and that's dumb. Like there's nothing special about it, but we all like build up the idea that like, oh, the new like when the year ticks over from 1999 to 2000, it feels special, right? There's a feeling of speciality. Thank you. Let's set a record speed edit. Oh yeah, you don't have to worry about doing it fast. Don't worry, everyone. There's no real time pressure unless today is running out for you soon. In which case, sorry, there's a time pressure. Can you burn my house down? Says KB Studios. I can burn down anyone's house. Just you watch. Just you watch. So yeah, I'm gonna slowly. I like that this is like coming together. I don't know how it's coming together or what coming together means in this context, but I think we're actually finishing this, which is nice. It doesn't make any sense. I'm still placing a lot of leaf blocks underwater. It's gonna be like tens of thousands by the time we're done, and I just don't know where it's going. So every day is once in a year. Yeah, right. That's you know, Juhoet S exactly. The May the 12th only happens once a year. This is a special day. You know, for me, this is the day that you know, my 5G signal got better. Do you see that? I made the joke that you get vaccinated and it's like 5G. That's like what the conspiracy theorists say, but I'm saying it like it's a good thing. That's funny. Laugh at me. Anyway, so do you think I can get it done for midnight in 1 hour 30 minutes? Obviously without lacking quality. You know what, chat? Place your bets on whether Harrison can do the video before midnight. So midnight is, oh, an hour and a half away. He's correct. I guess you would know your time zone better than me. I mean, actually, you know what? I don't know if we can say that with 100% certainty. But yeah, like, there is this interesting thing that every day happens once a year, but we just treat it like it's another day. Maybe we need mundanity, because if we make every day special, like people say, live every day like it's your last. But like, first of all, if it was my last day, I'm going to be spending most of my time panicking and thinking like, okay, I've got to write a will. I've got to, you know what I'm saying? You spend a lot of days stressing about your imminent death. But second of all, if you lived every day like your last, eventually, you know, that would just mean live every day the same. Like, I think the sorts of people who say like live every day like your last are people who are like money rich but time poor and realize they need to be, you know, they need to be slightly less money rich in exchange for being slightly less time poor, right? There is the ultimate tragedy that like the main way we create money for ourselves or make money. You know, it's funny. Create money is a very different implication to make money. Is that we sell time to someone. I've always thought that's like a, you know, wouldn't it be nicer to sell like things to sell, you know, like something tangible. I'd be panicking and have the worst life ever. 1999 was a bit scary, but I was 17 and felt immortal, so I wasn't too worried. I stayed up all night drinking caffeinated soda. Man, we have a badass in chat. No, more seriously, I do know that Y2K, like if I was around in 1999, I would have been terrified for the incoming apocalypse. Like I would say I was lured in. Not only a little bit, like I like talking about it, I didn't believe it. But 2012, I found it to be such an interesting thing that like so many different phenomena were like lining up as like this year. That, you know, like it's that thing where we see coincidences and everything. We don't see coincidences. We see links between everything. Like to a fault. Like I could tell you, like, did you know May the 12th is actually the best day of the year? And then I could name 3 good May the 12ths. Actually, let me tell you why May the 12th is the most special day of the year. So you might not know this, and you can fact check me if you disagree. I guess you can't disagree. But May the 12th is actually when Pope Stephen I took office. You might not have known that. You might also not have known that the American Civil War. Oh, the Donner Party departed on May the 12th. That was if you don't know the Donner Party, it's a piece of American history I learned in high school. It's like the most like horrifyingly like it's recent. That was 1846. That was 150 years ago. The people were like, we're gonna go to California. We don't sound like this at all. But I'm doing my best American accent. I was at a party in a hockey arena and the vibes were weird. Everyone's uneasy. Made me nervous as a 6-year-old. Do you think a lot of people thought the world was going to end? Honestly, if you thought the world was going to end on January 1st, 2000, getting drunk is the worst way to... Like, getting drunk is the best way to deal with your death, but it's not the best way to deal with, like, an imminent, dangerous situation, right? Like, imagine if we knew, like, oh, so, guys, there's going to be a zombie apocalypse happening tomorrow. Getting drunk is the... Like, you want to be preparing. Like, fill up your bathtub with water. You know, put a gallon of bleach in there, too. That's the ratio. I googled it and everything. Like, you get me, like, being drunk. Being drunk is not the way that you get better at things. Despite what drunk you might think. It's May 13 here, says BSM Khan. If I'm not mistaken, it's May 13th in about half the world right now. Because when the UK hits midnight, half the world will be May 13th, half the world will be May 12th. Fun facts of ToyCat, bet you didn't know that. Did you know May 12th is also when Tunisia officially became a French protectorate? See, it's a special day. The Donner Party departed, Pope, I forget his name, and also Tunisia becoming a French protectorate. Also, what's that noise? You hear that? Was that thunder? Oh, it's thunder. It's fine. We'll chill in the water. The San Bernardino train disaster killed 4 people in 1989, May 12th. Man, May 12th is not a good day. 2015, May 12th, a train derailment in Philadelphia kills 8 people and injures 200. May the 12th, 2008, the Paris knife attack. Yeah, May 12th isn't a good day. Stay inside. If you had plans, cancel them. May the 12th is a special date that comes around once a year, and it's terrible every time. You'll be electrocuted in the water. Why is he underwater? Says I'm subscribed. If you were really subscribed, you would know I'm underwater. I feel like that's a lie. I don't know what to believe anymore. I'm subscribed. Maybe that's not even your real name. Maybe your legal name is something else entirely. What am I supposed to believe? But yeah, I had a lot of fun with today. Thank you for coming along and making it enjoyable. I think like this mixture of like speedrun streams and doing these streams is like a real fun little way for me to like find some recreation in between my real life recreational activities. And so thank you for joining me for all of those. I really want to go climbing. I found there's a couple of climbing places near me, and like I haven't been able to go forever, so I'm like excited for that, like new climbing places. I'm obviously gonna get a video uploaded, and then I'm gonna do one of those things. Like, again, we'll see if it ends up that way. No pressure on Harrison. Make sure that, okay, wait, let's collectively not put pressure on Harrison by saying no pressure on Harrison in chat right now. But like, if you miss out the no, then you know, like, what am I gonna do about it? I'm gonna have to no. The world almost ended because of Pookie Helms. Oh, she super chatted. It's gonna show up in 6 seconds, chat. Get ready for this. It's gonna be exciting. Did you know May the 12th, 2008, the largest ever raid of a workplace happened in Postville, Iowa, from the Customs
On New Year's Eve of 1999, I was wearing a beeper because I was on call in case something went stupid with the mainframe. I knew nothing would happen, so I went clubbing and got completely wasted.
First of all, I think it's interesting. I didn't know you'd been working in IT for 20 years. 22 years, right? Second of all, honestly, every time a friend of mine is like, oh yeah, so I get paid to be on call, so I just sit at home and I'm getting paid for that. And I'm like, I would be doing so much more than sitting at home. I would be, you know, right? Like, going out clubbing on New Year's Eve, getting paid for it, that's the dream. You are living the dream there, Pookie. And thank you for not ending civilization as we know it. And thank you for sticking around with the live streams, everyone. I know things are different. Something I'm glad no one's pointed out as being a downside is while I'm in America, the streams are only 720p. Like, I have the internet to do 4K streams, but obviously I don't have the laptop to do that. Actually, maybe I do. We could try it. I could, like, put them out to YouTube in 4K, see how that goes. But, yeah, things are a little wacky. Everyone's saying goodnight. Why do you think the stream's gonna end? This is hour 2 of 3. Should I do a stream? Okay, you know what, chat? I have a list of ideas, but I don't even know why I'm like this, but like sometimes I'm like, I can't do this idea because it just seems a bit too like, But I've wanted to do a stream forever where it's like live streaming, some dumb survival project. But every, insert thing here, every tip makes it longer, or I guess you do it as like every some number of dollars, whatever, makes it a minute longer. I wanted to do that one forever, partly because, heck yeah, money, but also because, like, I feel like I would enjoy the attention aspect of that so much, right? Like, there aren't many types of attention I like. I feel like everyone has, like, a type that they enjoy, and the type to me is like, yes, you are enduring negative effects to make me feel good. Please keep that up. I wonder if that's, like, a faulty thing, or if, like, everyone has that, and only I'm willing to admit it. If everyone doesn't have that, and that shows them a psychopath, then ha ha ha, JK. But, live stream buying gold and write it off as a business expense. I didn't actually notice it was 720p. 720p isn't bad enough to complain as long as it has 60 frames. Do you actually notice the 60 frames per second live streams, though? Anyone? Also, heck yeah, keep placing leaves. Yeah, the stream will keep on going. Who's gonna stop me? Live stream going bankrupt. But, I've had that, like, I have so many ideas that are like, okay, can't do that, something, I want to moderate the amount of, like, blatant, I will directly profit from this. Even though, like, every single stream, like, the whole point is, like, yes, people like it, and so they tip me, and then the financial incentives continue. But I feel like, like, being, I feel like there's a certain degree for everyone, like, this politeness, right? The whole, like, when you go out to dinner and you both pretend you want to pay, like, yeah, you gotta pretend there's no relationship at play here. You gotta pretend that you both actually could, but one person's going to. Like, can I tell you why I'm a bad person? So I didn't know about that rule where people love to pretend they're going to pay and then not. I wish someone had informed me about this, because I did not know. Also, I like getting attention for something cool I made, says Dasher. Yeah, right, that's to me, that is, like, again, that's why I make these videos, because I play a lot of survival Minecraft, I'm like, what's the point? And then when people see it, I'm like, yeah, it's incredible. Like, I'm doing dumb things, but at the end, I'll have a little image, a little thing, and I can be like, hey, I made this, and people are like, yeah, you made that, and I like it. Hey, Toy Cat with a fresh trim. You know what, it was a lot more than a trim. It looked like a cat, like the amount of hair on the ground when they put it in a bowl. It was like a very hairy cat or a dog or something. It was a lot of hair that was missing there, and that is something that made me despair. I need to get my, like, this monitor moved somewhere where I can see it without looking so far off. I'm gonna work on that, or I'm just gonna put the camera. Damn it! I need to. You know what, chat? Are you okay with seeing my messy background? You're not okay with it. I'm deciding your behalf. Hi, I love watching your streams, Toy Cat. Thank you. Does whatever a spider can. Can he swing from a web? No, he can't, because he's a pig. There you go. That's the version of that actually plays in my mind. Is something The Simpsons. I feel like the Simpsons movie trailer is, like, much more in my brain than the Simpsons movie itself. Like, I watched it again recently and I was like, this is actually a good movie. You ever surprised by things where, like, they're so culturally popular and so, like, widely known as, like, pretty good that you're actually shocked when you're like, wow, a lot of people put a lot of effort into this just to be known as, like, yeah, it's okay, I guess. So I think about that a lot. Maybe more than I should think about that. Okay, so this should be finished moving. It is, in fact. So we pick it up and hope. Oh, by the way, chat. Okay, this is. I should have. Does anyone know where my Netherite pickaxe is? I feel like I had a Netherite pickaxe with efficiency 5 on, and now I don't. And if anyone's seen it, I would like to know. You know, actually, I'm hinting the stream's ending. What if it's not going to? What if instead we talk about how on May the 12th, 1998, 4 students were shot at Trisakti University in Jakarta, leading to widespread riots and the fall of Suharto. Really, that's how Suharto fell? See, I'm learning something new every day. Did you know on May the 12th of 1932, Charles Jr., the infant son of Charles Lindbergh, is found dead in New Jersey. I bet you didn't know that. See, honestly, May the 12th is a pretty boring day. I would love to like know statistically, mathematically, what the most interesting day in history. You know, like what day has the most significant events. 420 is a good one. You know, Hitler died or was born, and you know, I think that's about it actually. I bet a lot of significant things have happened on like Christmas Eve or something. Or maybe less significant things happen because everyone's busy doing Christmas Eve things. Anyway, I am the Lindbergh baby. I'm so sad about the kid in Blackpool that got hit by lightning. Lightning is actually a lie. I've yet to see a single person be hit by it. Therefore, that story is made up by the news to distract us from insert thing here. Try and tell me I'm wrong. I had a friend who could tell you something that happened on any day in the last like 300 years. Man, people who have a photographic memory, like I know it doesn't work the way that we describe it, but people with incredible memories, like I love that. I would kill to have that ability. Like I would be monetizing that so much better than just being a university professor that impresses like 17-year-olds that also find glow sticks to be interesting. But like, I would love to. I would love to just have a talent like that and just show it on people. Can I admit something I don't like to you, internet? I've accidentally, I don't like many sports, but I've been getting a little bit into Formula One recently. It's racing, and it's the dumbest sport. I want to tell you why this is a dumb sport and why I can't stop watching apparently. Because unlike every other sport, it's just fundamentally impossible. Like, you know how in every sport everyone's using their body? In racing, obviously you're driving a car, but in the very highest racing sport that exists, Formula One, every car is different because you have to manufacture your own car, which means every year there's just one car, sometimes 2 cars, that are just faster than the others by such a noticeable difference that it's more impressive when their driver doesn't win. Like, I can't think of any other sport where the game is won before it even starts being played, right? Like, even like, take the wildest sport. If the best basketball team in the world plays an average basketball team, the average basketball team is still going to win. You can't write it off before it happens, but you basically can do that. It's fascinating. Like the way it all works is just like the fact that the only person that like you can actually compete against is your teammate. So teammates don't actually help each other at all. In fact, they often have the biggest rivalries. It's almost like, I don't know, as someone who's like a contrarian, I love the ways that it's just like bizarrely broken as a sport. Is sport even the right... You know what, chat, is a sport where you drive a car actually a sport? Because it's physical, but like, is it really... Like, chess is physical in a technicality, right? Technically speaking, you have to physically move the pieces, so it's a sport, it's in the Olympics. But like, it's not really, right? What about racing? Here's another question I think about. Is, unlike a sport where like, having a robot that could play football the best is hard because... Or like, I guess you get me, like, it'd be hard to find a footballer that could be the best footballer in the world, or the best basketballer in the world, to stick to that analogy. But it's entirely possible. It's entirely possible to, also, no way you're talking about F1, my favorite sport ever. I started watching Drive to Survive recently, it's a Netflix series. Minecraft speedrunning is my favorite sport to watch. Yeah, Minecraft speedrunning's got the same thing that I'm talking about here with Formula One. Also, it's good to see, apparently some people came from a raid. Hello, how are you doing? You doing good on this fair evening where I'm talking about sports? But the number of people, like, the fact that, like, unlike those other sports where you need people, Like, there is an autonomous vehicle that can probably drive better than the best people. And the same way, like, speedrunning Minecraft is always just looking at how good can humans... Like, let me put it this way. When you're speedrunning Minecraft, you are like, you're watching someone do it imperfectly, but do it as close to perfectly as possible. We can have a robot do it perfectly, and that's kind of fine. But is that interesting? And, like, I would argue that on the surface, if I wasn't a fan of them, I wouldn't say they are. But they clearly are. Also, look, I've got my baby salmon, my little tiny salmon, and my big salmon. This is why I play Bedrock. If you've just joined the stream now, thank you for watching. Come play some Minecraft Bedrock. Get yourself some big salmon. Have a good time. And if you enjoyed this video, you might... Oh, sorry, it's a live stream. You might watch it as a video, though. If you enjoyed this video stream internet thingamajiggy, then consider watching the one tomorrow. Or if you don't want to watch things in the future because you're already in the past, then did you know my Let's Play world is available in the marketplace? Wait, is it? Let me show you how you find it. You go to marketplace, you type in Toy Cat, and look at that. We now have 982 reviews. If you haven't reviewed the map yet, I would encourage you to do so. Wait, why does it say I have to download it before I can rate it? But download the map and give it a rate if you want to see us hit 1,000. And most importantly, have a good day, because no one can tell you what you can and cannot do. And that includes very, very objectively dumb things like filling up a lake with oak leaves. We're getting pretty close to finishing this one, huh? I like that. Anyway, thank you for watching, and I'll see you next time. Goodbye. When is next time, though? Who knows? Wait, I just realized we do know when next time is. Next time is tomorrow. 21 hours from now. I'll see you for a live stream. Bye.